Welcome to the chemistry class. Today we are going to discuss about the SN1 reaction. In our last class we have discussed about the SN2 reaction, and today we are going to discuss about the SN1 reaction. So SN1 reaction is nothing but substitution nucleophilic unimolecular. One is there means unimolecular. So it is called as a unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay. So we are talking about the haloalkanes, how the haloalkanes undergoes SN1 reaction. So here let me tell you, take the haloalkane. Okay, here as I said you, these two bonds, that is halogen and hydrogen, are in the same plane, and one of the group, that is R, which is out of the plane away from us, and one more R dash, which is towards out of the plane towards us. Okay. So now I want to attack the nucleophile. First of all, I will tell you, in case of SN1 reaction, that SN1 reaction takes place by the two steps. SN2 is single step reaction, but SN1 is a two step reaction. So let me explain you how exactly it occurs in the stepwise format. So this is the haloalkane, and this haloalkane which is undergoing the SN1 reaction, in case of first step 1, what happens? There is a generation of the carbocation. Generation of carbocation takes place. Okay. When this reaction is carried out, and this reaction is reversible, and here we are using polar protic solvent, and this polar protic solvent helps to break the bond between carbon and halogen. So what happens when it is helps to break the bond between the carbon and halogen? What happens? There is a generation of the carbocation. That carbocation is arranged in such a way that, see here, as X is removed, all the three groups which are attached to carbon, they will in the same plane. They are going to lie in the same plane, so that even there is a generation of the carbocation C plus, and then the groups will arrange like this, R and R dash. Okay. And then this is nothing but there is a generation of the carbocation. Takes place in the first step, and this is a trigonal planar. Carbocation is present. So this is the first step, and this first step is very slow. So in order to break CX bond, it takes time. How the CX bond is broken? With the help of the polar protic solvent like water or like alcohol. Okay. So these are the example for the polar protic solvent. Polar means definitely there will be a generation of the poles like positive and negative. Protic means it can even able to give the proton, that is H plus. In case of SN2 we are using polar aprotic solvent, but here we are using polar protic solvent. Okay. So in the first step there is a generation of the carbocation takes place. This is the first step. Okay. In second step, that is step 2. Attack of nucleophile to get product. Attack of nucleophile on carbocation to get product. So, see here, this is our carbocation which is formed like this. Okay. So, now this is a trigonal planar which is in the same plane. Now, the nucleophile wants to attack on this carbocation. See here, these three groups are present in a trigonal planar, means the nucleophile can able to attack from the front, or even it can able to attack from the back side. But in case of SN2, backside attack is preferred, but in case of SN1, even there is a possibility of attacking front way or it is in the back way. So, when the front and back attack will going to occur, during that time there is a formation of the product will be like this. That only I will show here. This is our carbocation, and these are the groups which are attached to the carbon R and R dash. Now, the nucleophile wants to attack on it. Suppose the nucleophile attacks on the front, nucleophile attack on the front, then what will be the product? See here, nucleophile is attacking from front, means again the group will move towards similar to previous position, similar to the previous position, so that our product will be like this, C and U, and this will be the H, and this will be the group R, and here it is a R dash. So, this is the front attack, and the nucleophile is same, it is retended as like the previous substrate. So, it is said to be a retention. It is said to be a retention. Suppose the nucleophile prefers backside attack. Suppose the nucleophile prefers backside attack, during that time what will be the product? So, this is the back attack. Okay. So, the nucleophile, if it is attacked from the back side, means what happens, our nucleophile will going to be attacked like this, and this will be the hydrogen, and this will be the R, and this will be the R dash. It is inverted as compared with this is inverted. So, this is the inversion product. So, this is the inversion product. So, one of the compound is a retention, retained the structure as like the previous, and one more product is inverted compared with the previous. So, these two like this these two are the mirror images. These two are the mirror images, and then these two together are called as racemic mixture. These together are called as racemic mixture, because one of the compound is will going to racemic mixture means what? See here, suppose this is going to rotate the plane polarized light towards the right, that is said to be a dextro-rotatory. It will going to rotate the plane polarized light clockwise, means it will going to rotate the plane polarized light anti-clockwise. Totally the effect will be neutral. Okay, it will not going to rotate anything, because this product wants to rotate in a clockwise way, this wants to rotate in a anti-clockwise way, means the further total the product is said to be a racemic mixture, which is consisting of the both dextro and levorotatory compounds. Okay. So, I mean to say here that in case of SN1 reaction, we are going to get the racemic mixture as a product. Racemic mixture is nothing but it consisting of the two type of the product, where one side nucleophile is attached front way, another side nucleophile is attached from the back side. Okay, so when it is attached with the front side like this, it is similar like this, the same structure is retained, that is nothing but retention, and in other further one more backside attack, it is inverted, inversion product is there. One of the retention product can able to rotate the plane polarized light to the clockwise, means this will going to rotate, that means inversion product will going to rotate in anti-clockwise, means both it is a mixture of dextro and levorotatory. Okay, that's why there is a formation of the racemic mixture will going to be occur in case of the SN1 reaction. See here, repeatedly I am telling you, we are talking about the SN1 reaction. In SN1 reaction, some note point I will write here. Okay. In the SN1 reaction, we are taking the substrate or the reactant as haloalkane, and haloalkane which is attached, one of the carbon is attached to X and H is there, R and R dash are the further two groups, and these two are in the same plane while these two are out of the plane. This one is away from the observer, this one is nearer to the observer, and the SN1 reaction takes place in two steps. In that, the first step is that generation of the carbocation. So, as our substrate is there, that is haloalkane is there, when it is in the first step, there is no attack of the nucleophile. There is no attack of the nucleophile, just you add polar protic solvent to the substrate. So, what happens, the CX bond will going to break. In order to break the CX bond, it takes time, so it is the slowest step. And during this time, as X gets detached from the carbon, it will going to get the plus charge, that is the generation of the carbocation that we are going to tell. And this carbocation is trigonal planar, it means all the groups are in the same plane. Okay, this is the first step, which is the slow step, and this is also called as a rate determining step. Rate determining step. Slowest step is the rate determining step. Clear? So, in the next step, the nucleophile will going to attack on the carbocation in order to get the product. So, the nucleophile, that is Nu minus, can able to attack on the carbocation. How it happens, that I show here. Simply for idea I wrote like this, the nucleophile can able to attack from the front, or even it can able to attack from the back side. So, as there are two possibilities, always the product will be the racemic mixture. We are going to get the racemic mixture as a product, and this step is fast. This step is fast. See here, this is the carbocation which is generated. Now, suppose the nucleophile prefers the front attack. So, when it will going to attack from the front, directly nucleophile starts to attach here, all the three groups will going to move backside. Like this, the structure is retained. That is why it is called said to be a retention. It is said to be a retention. Suppose the nucleophile prefers from backside attack, that is back attack. So, the nucleophile will be backside. So, all these groups are arranged like this. It is nothing but inversion, that I said you in case of SN2. Okay. So, here the two products, this is the mixture of the, this is said to be a dextrorotatory, this is said to be a levorotatory. How exactly I am telling dextro and levo, that again I will tell you further in further concepts. Just keep in mind that when the front attack is there, there is a formation of the retention product. When it is a backside attack, there is a formation of the inversion product. Clear? So, what happens here? The mixture we are getting means that is nothing but a racemic mixture. Very important. SN2 reaction is a single step reaction, and there we are going to get the inversion product, while SN1 is a two-step reaction. Here we are going to get the racemic mixture. Here we are going to get the racemic mixture. So, let me explain you few points regarding the SN1 reaction. First one, it is a two-step reaction. Okay, first one is generation of the carbocation, second one is attack of the nucleophile on the carbocation to get the product. So, it is a two-step reaction and it is a unimolecular Clear? So, next here the nucleophile may be weak, no need of it is strong. Nucleophile may be weak, we can use the weak nucleophile because the first step is generation of carbocation, not the attack of nucleophile. Okay. So, the nucleophile we can use as a weak, and one more point, here we are using polar protic solvent, we are using, and this polar protic solvent helps to break the CX bond and to form the carbocation. Clear? And next point, here we are going to get the racemic mixture. Okay. Next point is regarding very important rate depends upon concentration of the haloalkane, that is Rx. Why I will tell you. The rate depends upon the slowest step I said you. Okay. In the first step there is a generation of the carbocation, only the rate depends upon this. According to the chemical kinetics, when the reaction is carried out to 2 or more than 2 steps, the step which is the slowest step, that is nothing but a rate determining step. So, according to that, the rate only depends upon this Rx, because there is no nucleophile here in the first step. In the second step nucleophile will be there, but the first step is slow and that is considered to be a rate determining step. So, the rate only depends upon the concentration of the haloalkane Rx. So, its order is said to be a 1. The order of reaction is first order, or it is said to be a what we can say, first order. I hope so you are getting. Few more points I want to add here, that is why I am rubbing this part. So, here, so rate determining step, rate is equals to K into Rx, that is haloalkane, and the order is said to be a 1. And one more point is regarding stability of carbocation. Okay. So, this is the 6th point. This is also important. Okay. Always the tertiary carbocation is more stable as compared with the secondary, as compared with primary, as compared with 0 degree. Okay. The tertiary carbocation, it means if the carbon is attached to further 3 carbons, if it is attached to further 2 carbons, we are talking about carbocation means you have to show the positive. If it is attached to a single carbon, there is no only hydrogens are attached along with the halogen here. So, always the stability will going to be, the rate of reaction depends upon the stability of the carbocation. If it is tertiary, the rate of reaction will be more as compared with secondary carbocation, as compared with the primary, as compared with the 0 degree. So, this is how we can explain the few points regarding the SN1 reaction, that is almost all the points covered. Just I will go for one of the example, so that you can able to understand the SN1 reaction properly. So, here So let us go for the one of the example which is based on the SN1 reaction. Okay, here tertiary butyl bromide is converted to tertiary butyl alcohol. So this reaction is very important. Okay. So sometimes they are going to give you the IUPAC name, how do you convert the 2-methyl propane 2-ol, how do you prepare 2-methyl propane 2-ol by using 2-bromo 2-methyl propane, or sometimes they will ask you how will you prepare tertiary butyl alcohol by using the tertiary butyl bromide. Clear? So this is the very important, just look at the reaction as already I said you, this is the SN1 pattern. So in case of SN1, tertiary carbocation is more stable as compared with secondary, as compared with primary. So the tertiary butyl, that is tertiary butyl bromide, that is the suitable example for the SN1 mechanism. Clear? So let me tell you the step 1 of the reaction. Step 1, what is the step 1? Generation of carbocation. Okay. See here what they have given, CH3 thrice CBr. It means this I can able to write like this. Yes or no? This only they have given in this pattern. Now in the first step what happens, it is reversible and we are using the polar protic solvent, and it is the slowest step as you know. What happens, this Br will gets detached, there is a formation of the carbocation. Yes or no? This is the first step, generation of the carbocation, tertiary butyl carbocation is generated. We are going to get the carbocation. This is the first step is completed. Now what about next? Next is simple, that is the attack of the nucleophile. What is the nucleophile? The nucleophile is nothing but OH minus. Step 2, attack of nucleophile, that is OH minus, to get product. So the carbocation is okay plus OH minus. So you are going to get the racemic mixture. One is front attack, one more is back attack. If it is a front attack, you are going to get like this structure. If it is a back attack, back side OH is attached and here the valence of carbon is 4. So you are going to get a racemic mixture, okay, or else this is nothing but tertiary butyl alcohol, tertiary butyl alcohol. And one more point here, the rate is equals to K into this one, tertiary butyl bromide thrice CBr, okay, and it is a first order reaction. So repeatedly I am telling you SN2 is SN1 reaction is very important. Here the question they will going to ask you, write the mechanism of the SN1 reaction by taking an example of the tertiary butyl bromide. So when the tertiary butyl bromide is treated with a nucleophile like OH minus, we are going to get the tertiary butyl alcohol. Instead of racemic mixture, one of the product is taken, that's it, and then Br minus is released. So how the mechanism, as you know, there are two steps. First one is the generation of the carbocation, so that carbocation is generated, CH3CBr, that only in the like this arrangement will be there, and it is a reversible process. First one is, that is lowest, we are using the polar protic solvent, so it helps to break the CBr bond, so there is a generation of the carbocation. When this carbocation generated in the first step. In the second step, for that carbocation, what will going to attack? Nucleophile OH minus will going to attack. So when the nucleophile will going to attack, you are going to get the racemic mixture. In that particularly, they have particularly in the sense, we can take the product like tertiary butyl alcohol. So here tertiary butyl alcohol is the product which we are going to gain, and then the rate is directly proportional to the concentration of the alkyl halide, not the nucleophile. I said you this reaction is fast. So the rate only depends upon the slowest step. So the rate depends upon the concentration of the substrate, that is a tertiary butyl bromide. So for like this we can explain about the SN1 mechanism. Please follow up all the points in case of SN1 and SN2, because these are very important. Many times the questions are repeated on these two concepts. Write the mechanism of SN1 reaction by taking this example, write the mechanism of SN2 mechanism by taking this example. They are going to give you the different example, and familiar examples I have solved, and follow up the video, make your own notes. And one of the homework I want to give you that, just note down the difference between SN1 and SN2 reaction. So this is the homework for you people, and you have to solve it. Okay, so this is how we can explain about the substitution nucleophilic reactions. In that SN2 and SN1 are very important, and be aware that in case of SN2 it is a single step, there is a formation of the transition state, okay, and then here it is a two-step reaction, and there is a generation of the carbocation takes place. So just follow up the video of both SN1 and SN2 and write the difference between SN1 and SN2. Be clear with the steps and all the concept, so that you can able to understand it, that is the substitution of the nucleophilic substitution reaction in a depth knowledge. Clear? I hope so you got all the points clearly. We will continue the further concept in our next class. Thank you.